After yesterday's session and the escape from the arena, today's session went actually quite well. He was pretty well behaved. He was doing okay. And then another rather unexpected thing happened, which is depicted here. Um, I think there's something really quite important going on towards the end of the video, so I would urge the people to maybe not skip the end of the video. I know a lot of people only have a 30-second attention span, but maybe watch this a bit more towards the end. I'm leaving this relatively boring looking bit in at the moment because I just wanted to demonstrate how he can stand very quietly while I'm doing stuff. I'm changing the lunge reins around. I think that's relevant to what's happening later. I also want to show you here, we're standing quietly, I'm changing the second lunge rein over to the other side, and then suddenly he freaks out, and I'm not sure, honestly, what I've done there to get him to freak out like that. I was actually fairly careful with the lunge rein. And then here he finds a little bit back to himself, and he's calming down a bit, but I have honestly no idea what happened there just a few seconds earlier. To me, it felt like he was getting freaked out just by the prospect of changing the rein. He doesn't like this side very much. And here I'm calling him into me because we're finished, so I want to get the lunge reins sorted, maybe take one off, and then suddenly he freaks out. I think he must have been freaked out by the lunge reins. I have no other explanation for it. He is extremely sensitive to very small stimuli, so just the lunge rein having touched his body lightly could have been a stimulus to freak him out, I think. There he goes again, just from the small movement of the lunge rein. And then, of course, as he's kind of running away from me, he's dragging me with him. So to him, it probably also looks like I'm after him because I'm kind of making running movements just to keep my feet under my body and not be pulled over. And then I think to me it looks like he thinks that I'm after him. And you see, if I didn't have these two, there's no way. What's the matter? Stop. 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 Go. Come here. Come here. What's the matter? Why are you so freaked out? And he really looks like he wants to be comforted. And there was a lot of sadness coming from him. And I just had this at some point, not right there, but a bit later, I had this sudden rush of sadness. And I just think, my goodness, that poor horse. I don't know what happened to him, but I think it must have been something rather untoward, because he's just so freaked out about small things, really.
He would have stayed with me. So what's the matter? What? What? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Why are you so sad? What happened to you in your life, huh? Oh. What happened to you in your life? Huh? What happened? What's this? Are you scared of this? You scared of this? Yeah? Oh, baby. You're safe. You're okay. Yeah. What's the matter? He's almost like a baby now, isn't he?
It's kind of like he does it really well, and then all of a sudden he thinks it's.
No, but I think he got frightened by the ropes, by the lunge
And
reins.
I really take my time with him here, comforting him, giving him a bit of a cuddle, and trying to get him a bit more used to the lunge reins. I would ultimately like to long rein him, but I don't think that's safely possible if he's got those reins going along his body and then touching his sides or anything. I think he'd just freak out. So I think we have to just carry on and get him used to normal lunging a little bit first. But look at this here. He's just really, he seems just really sad and
then there
really
was that
needy.
movement of her again. And you see, in that instance, I don't think that he was scared of me. I'm pretty sure he was scared of the lunge reins when I brought them in and they were kind of moving.
Yeah, he seems
Yeah, what's the matter with you? What is the matter with you, huh? Are you ready to go in for dinner time then? Shall we all have dinner time? Oh yes. You want dinner time? Yeah. Anyway. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. You scared of this?
Now that he's calmed down a little bit, I decided to actually pull the lunge rein through very carefully, just so he gets used to it a little bit, because you could already see there was that little look in the direction, so he's obviously not comfortable with it. He doesn't quite trust it. So I'm just trying to push it a little bit here, I'd say, but obviously carefully, just to get him to be with me while I'm pulling that through, get him used to being touched and rubbed by it a bit, because obviously if we ever want to do long reining with him, or proper lunging with a double lunge rein, he needs to be able to tolerate being touched on his body, and he needs to be able to tolerate it maybe flapping around a little bit. So he somehow has to learn it, and I thought he was calm enough now to give it a little go.
Okay, you see. Remove that one. That's got no drama. Okay. Yeah. And you see, unless you take the time to do what I'm doing now, I think it will never work. Yeah. Yeah. I know, baby. Yeah. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yes, good. It's okay, don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. It's not going to do anything to you. It's not going to do anything to you. You're good. You're good. Don't worry. You're good. Mm.
And here I want to comment on me cradling his head. I have observed when Vienna was a foal that when she was frightened or upset by something, she would run to her mother and just hide her head in the crook of the hind leg, between the hind leg and the belly, where you would go to suckle. And I think she suckled as well, and that gave her comfort. And I've noticed with Vienna's mum, if she felt she couldn't do something, if she felt upset or couldn't do what I asked her to do, she would actually come to me and stick her head under my arm, into my armpit. And I think that is kind of a bit reminiscent of the fall behavior. And this is why I was cradling his head, just to give him a bit of extra comfort. And I think he took that on board.